know even lions grow hungry and the strong grow weak, but those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. Are you finding it difficult to control your thoughts? Are you finding it difficult to be responsible for your actions, hereby living life with limitations on improvement? Then you should listen to Voice of Eden with Amechi.
Hello everyone, my name is Chamaka. Keep listening to Voice of Eden.
Alright, the song you just listened to is Strong Tower by our very own Nathaniel Bassey. As a matter of fact, you need to listen to his new album, Jesus the Resurrection and Life. Amazing songs. Alright, like I said earlier, whatever you listen to shapes you. What you listen to is what forms you. It's one of the gateways to the heart. The ear is one of the gateways to the heart. So you need to be careful what you listen to, alright? You need to censor, you need to guard it, you need to carefully select. You need to be selfish when it comes to listening to whatever you want to listen to. Carefully select what you will listen to. Alright, thank you for staying with us on Kingdom Boys Countdown. I'm bringing you an very exciting topic today. It's something that I've had few times, or there were certain occasions in my life where I had to struggle with that for a long time. And I told a friend, it is difficult for me to say no. Sometimes I don't know, I can't just say no. I try and it feels like you can't say no, so just give them a yes. And most often I do this because I don't want to hurt the person. I do this because I don't want to make the person feel bad, so I just go ahead and say yes. So have you had any opportunity or any time in your life where you found it very difficult to say no? Where you had to struggle just to say no to someone? It may be somebody you love and you feel that saying a no will hurt them, saying a no will pain their heart, so you just had to say yes anyway. So I want to talk to you this afternoon. If you're that person, or if you know someone, or if you've had a time where you have struggled with saying a no, you are the person I want to talk to. Alright, this is Voice of Eden. I remain your pilot, Amechi. Like I said, today we are talking about learn to say no. Alright, I need you to learn to say no. No matter what is happening around you, no matter how challenging it seems, and then it looks like there is nobody around me, or nobody wants to get a no from me. Just learn to say no. Learn to say no. I'll take a short break and I'll come right back as we talk about saying no. Stay right there.
Hey everyone, this is Kenechukwu Chimezie. Keep listening to Voice of Eden.
Alright, this is Voice of Eden, and we're talking about learn to say no. Before I start, I want to leave you with these quick words. Don't say maybe when you should say no. Don't say maybe I'll try it when simply you should just say no. Half of the trouble we experience in life can be traced to saying yes too quickly and not saying no at all. Sometimes all the people around us want to hear is a yes. Saying yes can always feel good at the time. It always satisfies an instant gratification. A yes often comes as an approval. It is often pleasing to the ear and sweet to the mouth. Titus 2 verse 11 says, "For the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men." It teaches us to say no to ungodliness, worldly passion, and to live self-controlled and upright and godly life in this present age. What I saw from that passage is this: we need strength to say no. Saying no is more technical than saying a yes. That's what I think, that's what I feel. Saying a no is more technical than saying a yes. You need to be wise. You need to to receive grace so that you can be able to say no when necessary. Because everyone can say yes, but everyone has to learn how to say a no. Everybody can just say yes, but you have to learn how to say a no. You know, no's are not always sweet. A yes comes as an approval almost always, but a no comes as a disapproval. I don't agree with you. And it is painful when someone doesn't agree with you. Or it is painful when it feels like it's going to hurt the person when you don't agree with the person. Imagine your wife comes before you and say, honey, how do I look? Is this hair beautiful? Is it nice on me? And then you look at the hair and, no, this hair is not nice. And you told her, no, it's not nice. Despite the fact it's the truth, she may not feel happy about it because she has spent time, energy to sit down and make that hair. But if you say yes, then it means you're just approving something that you know you shouldn't approve. So often we need wisdom to be able to disapprove or to say a no. That's why the Bible says that for the grace of God has appeared unto all men, the grace that brings salvation, and that grace teaches us to say no. It is most important we understand that it takes a learning to be able to say no. It takes you to learn for you to be able to say no. If we don't learn how to say no, then we can't say no. We will find it very hard, very difficult just to say a no. Alright. I want us to really understand that in saying a no, we need to understand how to do it and why we are doing it. We just shouldn't say a no because we feel like saying no. But we should understand that we are saying no for a reason. That is what the Bible talks about when it says, for the grace of God teaches us how to say no. We need to understand that whenever we say no, there is a why and there is a how. No's don't just come like that. There is always a why and there is always a how at saying no. So we need to understand that clearly. We need to have a clear understanding about that, so that we don't just say no anyhow. Because I'm saying let's learn how to say no, then you say, so I'll just keep saying no to that, my friend. We need to understand how and why we say no. I want us to understand that every single time we say no to sin, we strengthen our capacity. Every single time we say no to sin, we build our capacity to say no often to sin. A single no can do much more good than 1,000 yes. Let me tell you, a single no can save so much lives than 1,000 yes. So we need to understand that and apply that every day. Now, every day, try to say 10 no's to non-important things. Not everything that comes your way a day should get your yes. Not every request that comes every day should get a yes from you. Every day, try to say 10 no's to 10 non-important things. By the time you check and say, this thing is not important, say no immediately. Don't say maybe, don't say let me think about it. Don't think about it. Whenever something is not important, don't think about it. Whenever something is not in line with your purpose, don't deliberate on it. Don't give it a second thought, because the devil is very tricky. Don't give it a second thought. Just go with it, alright? Just go with it. I'll read you something Steve Jobs said. He said, success comes from saying no to 1,000 things so that we don't get on the wrong track or try to do too much. I'll read that again. Success comes from saying no to 1,000 things so that we don't get on the wrong track or try to do too much. The reason you are worn out, the reason you are tired, let me give you this, may be because you are saying too much yes to so many things. You are not supposed to do everything. I will tell my friends that you're not made to do everything. Say yes to what you are supposed to do and no to the things you are not supposed to do. everybody has something he or she needs to say no to. So even if you say, this topic is not for me, everybody has something he or she needs to say no to. Maybe God is saying you need to say no to that boy. He's asking for something you can't give, and you have told him, I will think about it. He said, if you love me, give me this. And you're like, okay, let me just think about it. I say, maybe not. Listen to me. Maybe God is asking you to quit that bad habit. And you're saying, maybe let me just try. I will do something about it. Maybe God is saying, say no to that friend. He is influencing you. He's dragging you to the wrong direction. She is taking you to the wrong direction. And you're saying, no, God, let me just think about it a little. Maybe God is saying, say no to that person. Say no to that bad habit. Every single one of us, including myself, we have something we need to say no to. It may be your friend, it may be a habit, it may be an offer, it may be a sin, something you need to say no to. Saying yes simply because you can't bear the short-term pain is saying no. Let me take that again. Saying yes because you can't bear the short-term pain of saying no will never help you become who you are meant to be. Because I can't bear the pain of saying no to this person, so I just say yes. Will never make you become who you need to be. Someone said, saying no can be the ultimate self-care, and I totally agree with him. Saying no can be your ultimate self-care. It can be you taking care of yourself. If you must say yes, let it be for the right things, otherwise just say no. I hope you're listening to me. If you must say yes, make sure it is for the right thing, or just say a no. Make sure it is for the right reasons, or just say a no. True leadership is not just about saying yes, it's more about saying no. Everything everybody suggests to you, yes. Everything this person says, yes. Everything this one says, yes. You are just tossing yourself from this person to another person, from here to there, and you have no solid control of your life. Listen, when the Bible says self-control, it means every man has a self he needs to control. You shouldn't let someone else control you. You shouldn't let someone else make decisions for you. You make your decisions yourself. You say no when you don't like the person's opinion. When the person says, you don't look fine, I say, okay, it's your opinion. To me, I look very beautiful, so I don't agree with you. Just simply say a no. Now, before I go on a short break and come right back, I need you to learn to say no to yourself. Let me explain this. I was at the market a certain time and I needed to buy some certain things. But when I got there, I saw something I liked. And I was looking at it like, whoa, let me just get this. And then I had to tell myself, you don't need this. You have something just similar to this at home. So just let this go. And I said no to myself. Our desires are strong, that if we don't receive power to say no, we'll do every single thing we desire. Someone posted online, and I loved it when he wrote it. He said, every time you are tempted, it only comes as a suggestion. If you don't learn to say no, you are in big trouble. And that is amazing. Every time you get tempted to sin, it only comes as a suggestion. The devil can't push you into sinning. No, the devil can't lure you, can't tie your hands and say you must do this. No, every time you have a bad thought, it comes as a suggestion. But you need to learn to say no, else you'll be in trouble. So the first person you need to learn to say no to is to yourself. You need to first learn how to say no to yourself. So when you go to the market, you don't buy everything, because you have said no to this, you have said no to that, you have said no to this, and finally you are left with what you need and you say yes to it. So if you don't say no to a lot of things, you won't know what you need. By the time you have all these things, you get confused. Someone say, follow me to this concert, let's go and do this, let's do that. You simply say, no, I can't go because I need to focus on this. Now, the second person you need to learn to say no to, apart from yourself, is others. Learn to say no to others. Anyone who gets upset or expects you to say yes all the time clearly doesn't have your best interest at heart. Anyone who expects you to say yes every time they ask for something clearly doesn't have your best interest at heart. So if your friend is always expecting you to say yes, let's go here, yes, let's go there, yes, let's do this, yes, do you want to buy this, yes, do you want to eat this, yes, come on, that person doesn't have your best interest at heart. All right, so you need to learn to say no to others. You need to learn to say no to others. Selfish individuals will always demand a yes from you, even if it kills you. You must say no to such people. In fact, say no all the time to such people. All right, selfish individual will always demand a yes from you, even if it kills you. Before I go on a short break, let me see this. Tone. You know what I mean by tone? Like the way you say it. Tone is the hardest part of saying no to others. Sometimes we think, how should I even say these things? Have you thought about it before? You've asked yourself, how should I say no? It's because you're looking for a very nice way to say no. Sometimes it's good to say no politely, very nicely. Make the person understand. Say, no, it's not like I don't want to do this. I need to make sure I do this too. We need to do that. But some other times, let me tell you something. When someone has pushed you so hard to the wall, you need not to be polite. You need to say no with a heavy tone. I wish I can shout here. Just shout no. I think that person will understand clearly. Because when you try to say no nicely and politely, no, I don't want to do it. Please don't make me do it. The person thinks you are joking, right? But when you say no, and stand by it, the person gets afraid and the person knows you are very serious. So tone is the hardest part of saying no to others. Now, like I said, we can politely, without disrespect or disregard, say no. You can be a nice person with a good heart and still say no to others. You need to be concerned about your growth, about yourself, about your being, about yourself. Love yourself enough to say no. I think as I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to myself as well. Love yourself enough to say no. We can be nice people with nice hearts and still say no to others. Just make sure you are not saying no to yourself when you are saying yes to others. So if you're saying no to yourself, say no to another person. If the person wants to make you do what you have said to yourself that you won't do, say no to that person too. Don't let anybody force you into doing something you have said no to yourself for. Alright? Finally, before I run for a short break, I know I've been saying that, but this is my last word. Then I'll go for a short break and come right back. Saying no doesn't always show a lack of generosity, and saying yes isn't always a virtue. Alright, stay right there. I'll run for a short break and I'll come right back as we continue on Listen, Learn to Say No. Learned, and it's something that can be taught. Alright, if you want to learn something, someone needs to teach you it. So we need to be taught how to say no. We need to be taught how to say no. Alright, before I went for that short break, I said saying no doesn't always show a lack of generosity, and saying yes is not always a virtue. So don't feel that when you say no, it means you're stingy, or it means you're wicked. And when you say yes, it means you're virtuous. Oh, sometimes saying no means that you care so much about the person that you can't even say a yes to their request. Alright? Straight to what we have. I need us to understand that one of the very important things we need to say no to, one of the strongest things we need to say no to, is sin. According to the scripture where we read in Titus 2 verse 11, there is something that teaches us to say no to sin. Something that trains us to renounce ungodliness. Alright, last week someone said something. I'm going to come back to this. Someone said something. He said he has been struggling with this certain thing, and when he tries stopping, he goes back to it. He can't see In other words, he cannot seem to say no to it. I have a very quick word for you. You may have tried a lot of things. You may have tried so many things. How to say no. You may have read a book on how to say no. You may have thought that these things will help me say no. And then there are so many things we assume will help us say no. One of which is we think the fear of being caught will help us say no to sin. But no, it doesn't. See, this is what most people think. They think if I'm afraid of being caught, then I won't go into this sin. But it doesn't work like that. Sometimes fear even triggers you to do it. Yes, fear triggers you to do it. Sometimes the fear of getting caught actually adds to the excitement of the sin. So we can't say fear of getting caught will help us say no. That's one thing we think wrong. The second one we think is that hating it will help us say no to it. I've seen people who are highly addicted to something. They hate that they do this thing. They hate themselves for even doing this thing, but they can't say no. So hating it will not help you. Hating it will not necessarily make you say no. Now, we know that all these things have their parts to play in saying no. Like hating it, the fear of getting caught. They all have their parts to play in you getting a new life, renewing yourself, and getting free from this thing. But they don't help you say no. Now, before I go, it is the grace of God that teaches us to say no to sin. The Bible says, for the grace of God has been revealed to all men, and it teaches us to say no to sin. It's only grace that teaches us to say no to sin. So you may have been struggling with a bad habit for a long time. I'm here to tell you that you need God's grace. Whenever you kneel to pray, ask Him, Father, give me your grace. Let your grace be made known to me, Lord, that I will be able to say no to this sin. Teach me how to say no. Teach me why I need to say no. Because I know one very problem we have is that we know why we need to say no to this sin, but we don't know how to do it. Now the grace of God teaches us everything. It teaches us why we need to say no and how we need to say it. You know, when Jesus was tempted, He said no, but He did it in a way. So one way you can say no is through scriptures. If you know the scriptures, you can say no to the devil. The devil told him, turn this stone into bread. That was a temptation. And now Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone. That was a way He said no. So it is not just enough to know why you need to say no. Sometimes they tell you, this addiction will kill you. That's why you need to say no. They say you're hurting your family. That's why you need to say no. They say you have a bright future and this thing would damage your future, so that's why you need to say no. Yes, I know all these things. Sometimes you feel like I know these things. I know this thing is not good, but how can I say no? All right, the grace will teach you to do that. Whenever you pray, ask God, give me the grace to know how to say no. If I need to leave that environment, if I need to change my friends, if I need to read the Bible often, if I need to speak back the word of God to my mind whenever this thing comes, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Now, God gives us the power to say no. I said the power in every question is in why the question was asked and how it was asked. That's the power. If you understand why did they ask this question and how was it asked, then you know why you need to answer this way and how to answer it. So I said every temptation the devil brings to us, there is a why and there is a how to it. So if we don't understand why we need to say no and how we need to say no, we will not defeat that and we will not come out victorious. So the power to say no is in the why and the how. If you understand these two things, everything will work out for you. Understanding the why and how to say no lies the power therein. If only we could understand why we need to say no to sin and how we need to do it, we would say no. The reason why so many of us can't say no is because we don't understand how to do it and we don't know why we need to do it. Alright, No is an answer. No is an answer. To every question you are being asked, there is an answer. Are you getting me? To every question you are being asked in life, to every question life throws at you, there is an answer. Nobody is without a choice. Nobody says, I can't answer this question. No. Every question has an answer. And according to the way it was asked you, that is what I was saying. In the how of the question, that is how you answer it. You need to understand that clearly. Alright? So with these few things I've said, I need you to understand that every time you wake up, say no to the wrong things. Don't negotiate with it. Don't think about it. Say no to bad thoughts. Say no to everything evil. And then God will take you places you have never dreamt of. Especially say no to sin. Alright? Say no to that friend. Say no to that boyfriend who is dragging you to do the wrong thing. Whenever you want to say yes, make sure it is for the right things and for the right reason. Alright, finally we've gotten to the end of today's show, and it is my pleasure. I'm so happy to do this with you, and I can't wait for next week Sunday, because I know I'll be bringing something exciting your way. My name remains Amechi, and before I go, I'll have to say these few words. Within your confines, have a picture of life bigger than your experience.
Hello everyone, my name is Chamaka. Keep listening to Voice of Eden.
Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you always come and make a